Track one, take one. I think my thingy needs oil.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Captain's log. 09. 21?
2-1.
21. I looked at my watch like I can see it. 2020.
Yep.
Anyway, so welcome to Nevada. Get my view around Nevada.
We really kind of went through a prettier part a few minutes ago, but this is Nevada that we're seeing now.
Yeah.
So dry, but as you can see, there's no smoke. We're
So
good.
I don't know where we left off with the last video, but I know we hadn't really done one since we got to our destination of California, which was Marilyn's house, which is my mom's best friend from childhood. So we went and stayed with her for a couple of days, and had a good time.
It was awesome.
Drove to San Francisco and looked around there at all the Covizoms, and
The Golden Gate Bridge was beautiful.
and we did go see the Golden Gate Bridge and got a few pictures there. It was nice. And so then we left out this morning, rolling towards, we weren't sure where we were going to go, whether Las Vegas or Reno. So we decided Reno, but we're probably going to divert back to Las Vegas to go meet up with Marilyn's nephew, who owns a motorcycle shop there, which equals somebody knowing where there's some good trails. So, but we found some good trails up here near Reno, kind of. They're kind of between Reno and Las Vegas. So we're going to go ride those the next couple of days. But man, I'm telling you, Covitard syndrome is in full force in Cali. And just from the 3 miles that we've been in Nevada, it's in full force here too. You can't even go in a gas station restroom and wash your hands because they're so freaked out about the COVID.
They closed them
Now,
off.
How is that even legal? They're telling us to wear a mask, which I don't, and they're telling us to wash our hands frequently. So what do they want us to wash them with? Gasoline? Maybe buy bottled water and pour it out on the floor? Scrub our hands around in that? It makes no sense. You Covitards really aggravate the shit out of me. Sorry.
Me too.
Sorry, I meant to keep that. You really aggravate the mess out of me. Let me rephrase that. And as we know, we don't cut and edit here because we're not good at it. So these videos are just raw. So, but yeah, the Covitards, I'm telling you, I just wish they'd put an open season on them. But they won't. They won't. The non-maskers are going to be the ones that are on the hunted list for too long.
And the 5G is everywhere out here.
It is
everywhere. And they're camouflaging the towers with little tree-like leafy thingies. Looks like, redwoods or whatever the tree of the day is. They decorate it.
Give them a shot.
Yeah, let's give a shot of Reno.
That way they can see what it looks like. That's Reno, Nevada, folks.
All the
For all of you that have never been here.
high-rise hotel
We could
/
probably-
casinos.
Oh, we got to talk about what happened to us yesterday.
Yeah,
So we were on our way from.
San
We were
Francisco.
leaving. That's what I was going to say. And so we were coming from San Francisco and going toward the Bay of Pigs.
Half moon back.
That's what I meant. And
Bay of Pigs.
and so anyway, so we get to the Bay of Pigs, and we get down there, and we were going to do dinner, last night. So I was gonna make fettuccine Alfredo. So we were gonna stop at the store and get some minced garlic and some garlic bread. So Debbie proceeds to go in the store and encounters a bunch of Covizoms.
I'm ambushed.
Yeah, by Covizoms.
Ambushed. Literally.
Covizoms are the Covitards whose eyes have now turned into like shark eyes. They're dark and they're lifeless. And if you are not wearing a mask, you are no longer a human being to them. Even though they're the Covizoms, which is actually a COVID zombie, because all they know is the narrative. They know nothing about what is actually going on. they don't do their own study about how viruses actually work, and they get all freaked out because the media tells them to. So I had a conversation with a guy in a gas station the other day. I said, "Hey, how long are you going to wear that muzzle?" And and he didn't trigger on me. He said, "Well, it's safety. I'm keeping you safe, and you should be keeping me safe." And I was like, "Yeah, the mask isn't doing anything but making you sick." And anyway, so I proceeded to ask him if he knew much about viruses or anything about the whole narrative. He didn't know much about it. And I asked him if he knew about the new mandate, and he said no. He said, "Is there a new mandate?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "Now the CDC is telling us that the way to stop the spread of COVID is to find a tall bridge and jump off of it." So I gave him some directions to a couple of tall bridges. The Golden Gate wasn't too far away, but I wasn't sure. If he went into a swan dive, he might actually be able to make it. So I should have probably told him Tall Rock Mountain or something. But anyway, so I don't know. We may be one less cove-tard. I didn't read about anybody jumping off the bridge yesterday, so I'm assuming that maybe, just maybe, he thinks that that's a little extreme.
Let's hope so.
But I'm telling you, I think to stop the spread of the covitism, the covitards need to find a tall structure and
Nosedive.
like that. No more COVID. No more COVID. So anyway, so then when we drove down to the Bay of Pigs, Half Moon Bay, the traffic was god awful. It took us 45 minutes to go 5 miles. So I decided to take another route, and it actually turned out to be a pretty fun little drive because it was real curvy, and we got to see some full-blown redwood trees.
Right, it was gorgeous. Redwood City.
Yeah, we didn't get to go to Sequoia National Park because it was closed due to smoking. And so anyway, so we stop at this it's a 4-way stop, and there's a little restaurant there and a little, kind of a corner little grocery store. So I walk in, no mask. All the other masketards are walking around there. And so anyway, I'm looking for a little thing on mint scarlet because weren't able to get it. So I'm standing there by the spices thinking that I'm about to get one, and I hear somebody go, "He's not wearing a mask." I don't know who it was. I didn't see him. And then all of a sudden the cashier or the clerk person appears out of nowhere. And he goes, "Sir, you have to have a mask on if you're in here." And I said, "I have to do what?" And she said, "You have to have a mask on if you're in here. I'm going to have to ask you to leave." And I said, "Oh." I said, "I wondered what was going on. I thought y'all's pollen season was just really bad or something." And so anyway, as I'm walking out of the store, I said, "Don't believe the narrative." I said, they're blowing it out of proportion. And then another little freak dart, "Jerry, you didn't leave." He probably drove a Prius to work if I had to guess. So anyway, I just peacefully left. And, after getting them all triggered and flustered, they probably had to breathe deep, but they couldn't because they had that mask on their face.
That's right.
Probably passed out after I left.
Just like the manager of the Safeway.
Yeah.
She made me stand far away from her because I didn't have a mask on.
Social distance!
Yeah. "You have to get away from me, miss. You're not wearing a mask."
Get a shot of those mountains.
am.
Is that grassy or is that sandy?
It's
like desert
It's
mountains.
like grass. It's amber color.
Amber waves of grain.
I don't think it's grain, but it is grass. Yeah. So anyway.
In the land of the freaks, home of the slave.
Right. Mask slave. Yeah.
Yeah, we are no longer the home of the free and land of the brave.
Nope, unfortunately.
Land of the
we aren't.
freaks and the home of the slaves. They don't even know it. They just giving our freedoms away. All of those people that have lost their lives, doing what it took to keep our country free. Just their graves are getting spit on every day.
Right.
And it's really sad. So I am proud to say that through this whole thing, I have not put a mask on my face one time. Other than one time I did put a mask on when this first started to make an example and just blew some cigar smoke through the mask, showing that it doesn't stop anything. You know, if it won't stop cigar smoke, it's not going to stop anything else. So, anyway, I think that's about it. I think we can wrap this one up. Hope you found it entertaining. We'll try to do some other videos. Maybe we'll do some off-road videos. We're going to try to find some ghost towns.
At this new stop
in the
we're
town
making.
of Mina,
I think it's
Something like
Mina,
that.
Nevada. Yeah.
So yeah, so we've got about 2.5 hours before we get there. We just wanted to report on the mascotism that was going on,
Rampant.
and yeah, it's bad. I mean, people driving around in their cars with them on,
They never take them
and
off.
it's not even like Carolina, Georgia, even New Mexico. Well, New Mexico wasn't bad,
No.
but when we got into Nevada,
No.
down around Las Vegas,
Las Vegas.
it started to get a little worse. But even at that, when you'd walk into a store, nobody really said anything to you.
No.
They just kind of look at you kind of funny. But you know, and if they did say anything, oh, we have a mask policy, they were very nice about it. Out here,
They're bloodthirsty.
they are friggin' freaks.
They are.
So
Yeah.
if I wasn't trying to keep this PG, I would end this giving Upper Nevada and California the eagle. So, anyway. Alright. See you all. Saw.
Bye, y'all.